What up, Chicken Nuggets? Tyler here with Tarver Cards, and we just finished our first year as season ticket holders for the Memphis Grizzlies. I say half season. I'm sorry. It literally bothers me to lie. Like some people around them, I'm season ticket. It counts as season ticket holders, MVP, whatever. But it was only half season. I'm gonna give my recap, my thoughts, what I learned, and what we loved about it. What we love, what we hate. Brain dump. Kind of give you an idea of how we played this. Yes, we went to the games, but one of the big things that we like to do is we tried our best for almost every game is to show up early. And I don't know this with every stadium, but with the Memphis Grizzlies this year, they open an hour and a half before the game starts. So most of the games start at 7 p.m. So that means you're open at about 5:30 is when they open the doors. And if you have, tickets down to the lower bowl, you get to go to the lower bowl and you can either watch the players or they're watching warm up, or you can walk down to the entrance to the tunnel to either the Grizzlies or the opposing team, and you can ask for autographs. We did that. That was one of the big things that we really enjoyed doing this year. Most of the games we had 2 tickets. It was one of my kids and myself. That was pretty much most. I think Finn had the most games he went. Titus probably second. Ezra went to a couple. And we left early on both of them. One of them was Steph's worst game in like 15 years, or 10 years. He made 0 shots. I think he had 2 free throws. Not great. Then the game he came back and played the Grizzlies last week, he scored 52. So awesome. Awesome. We weren't at that one. Anyways, so half season means that we got to see all the teams, all of the West teams once, and then like some of the East teams. We, included the Wizards, thank goodness, because we love Jordan Poole. And so that was pretty cool. But we try to get there early. My kids and I would get there early. My wife went with me to the Sacramento Kings whenever they played the Kings. That was back when De'Aaron Fox was still on the team. And Mike Brown was still there. I literally remember I was up there and I was like kind of giving her analysis. She don't watch basketball. I was like telling her about all the players. And I was like, oh, it's Mike Brown. He's a really great coach. And he got fired like a week later. So good call, Tyler. Then my brother-in-law, Tyler, went with me to one of the games. So I think that was it. I ended up giving a couple to some relatives, some friends, and some of my kids' friends. I gave a couple of those that were like out of town and we couldn't go. Or like one of my kids had a game and I couldn't go to. I think I sold a few. So if you have tickets, you can like turn them over into Ticketmaster and try to sell them. And so you can like name your price. None ever sold for me whenever I named my price. And I was like, I priced it as $20 less per ticket than all the tickets around me. But we were at the very back of the lower bowl behind one of the goals. So one of the worst lower bowl spots you can get. But I did price it. But you can also like just sell it to Ticketmaster for like half of whatever they think it would sell for. So I did that for 2 or 3 of them. So it's kind of cool. And so we get there early and we would just try to get autographs. It was something that was fun. We had a good time doing it. I know like every now and then when I post a video, like I'd say about 1 out of every 100 comments is somebody be like, oh, you're like middle-aged dude trying to get some 20-year-old kids autograph. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's fun. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm not trying to flip it. There's scrungier dudes than me who have 3 or 4 cards taped to a book, call them book boys. And I would guess they're probably not keeping all those. I've kept everything that I've gotten autographed. Does that make me a grungy white dude who asks for autographs of 20-year-olds? Yes, it does. And I think it's fun. And I've got a couple selfies. I think we took a picture with Jordan Poole and Gigi Jackson. And I don't think we got any more photos with anybody else. I think that might have been it. And those are also the 2 best interactions we had. So I don't know if I'm going to get to that. Yeah, that's in this one. And so for us personally, like when you go to these games, like, yes, you can go and watch the game. We do that and it's fun. Unless my kids are like bored or they're like, which didn't happen a lot with the boys near the end. They kind of got into it. But my daughter didn't feel good, a couple of them, so we left. And one time, Finn ate the catfish. He did not feel good, so we bounced early. But most of the games, we stayed for almost the whole game. Then we'd bounce out and drive home. It's like 2.5 hours, so not bad. And even on a school night, they're home before midnight. And so I usually make them sleep on the way. You didn't ask for all that information. So it was really fun getting the chance to do that and experience it because we do stuff as a family, but I don't go out and like take one of my kids on little things. So it was really cool building those memories. And one of the things that myself and my kids enjoy doing is getting autographs on stuff. Both of my boys have basketballs that get signed. If we grab like a signature shoe for like a player, like Trae Young, we have both his shoes, or Jason Tatum or Kevin Durant, we'll have their signature shoes and we'll try to get both of them signed. And then he keeps one and I'll keep one. or I say Titus or Finn, they both did it. They'd keep one and I'd keep one, and it's almost like you have like a friendship locket, but it's autographed signature shoes. And so that was something that I think I'm going to lean into even more next year is the signature shoe stuff, because I used to be really into shoes before I got into cards. Some other takeaways were, and again, that was just for us. We like the auto side of it. That was fun for us and those interactions. Plus, I make social media videos, and it makes for fun videos, getting to interact with players. And so I think I'll just get better at it as I get older. And like, I get the chance, like I'm more involved. My day job is the education world. And so like, it's funny because in that world, like you go to these different conferences and like, there's some people that like, I have a bunch of free resources I make for teachers. And there's some people that use my free resources a lot, or they watch my online trainings. And so when I see them in person, it's like, they'll come to me and be like, hey, can I get a picture? And, or we signed, like I wrote a book. They'll like, we sign your book. It's cool being on that side of it for that. And I'm trying to say this very clearly. By no means, like, I'm not saying like I'm popular celebrity, anything like that. It's just like, within a niche, you can be recognizable. Like there's people even in the sports card hobby. Like there's pro basketball players that if they walk by my wife, she'd be like, oh, that guy's tall. Like she does not care. You know what I mean? But for maybe you or me or somebody else, it might be like, oh my gosh, that's Kevin Durant or that's Steph Curry. Let's take a photo. Will you take a photo with me? It means stuff in certain groups where it doesn't in others. And so it's fun for me being on that side of it. Like these are players that I really like watching and that I like following their careers and I like seeing their interviews. And so it's kind of cool for me to get to interact with them on that side of it. So I really enjoy that. And also it's just cool little mementos. Like I've got all the cards we've got signed, the shoes, the jerseys, the basketballs. If you're watching the YouTube video, I just pointed to them. I didn't show you. That makes for good video content, but this is a podcast. Other takeaways, Memphis, the Memphis Grizzlies, the food at their stadium is phenomenal. I'm serious. There's a taco place as soon as you come in the main entrance. So good. And then there's Rock and Dough Pizza. Like that's what my kid, every time Fan goes, he wants Rock and Dough Pizza. Titus, Rock and Dough. We did Rock and Dough tonight because I took both the boys. First game, I took at least two kids. Took Titus and Finn, and we had a blast. So did that. That's Rock and Dough is really good. They got a Chick-fil-A. It's always kind of like a catch-all safety net. And then they got Rendezvous Barbecue. Like everything there is phenomenal. So great food at Memphis. Highly recommend. Another thing that I really like, we get there early, and yes, we get like, like sometimes the players walk by and we ask for like, will you sign this? We did it mostly on the visitor side because it's less crowded, but a couple times the other Grizzly side, the main Grizzly side. One of the things that's kind of cool is you get to see these players interact with their coaches, their teammates, the fans. Like you get to see them interact with everybody. And y'all, I'm not kidding. Like it plays a large percentage into how much I like certain players. It is like now used to like the interactions of players, like you'd see them like on a video clip or social media or in an interview. And it plays into it a little bit like, oh, I like that player. I want to like collect that player, invest in that player, whatever. Now getting to watch them, like it literally will like how they treat people and interact with not just me, but fans or their coaches or anything, their teammates. I'll sell every card of a player. Like I used to collect LaMelo Ball. Don't collect him at all. He seems like a nice young kid, but I just didn't like the vibe that I saw him put off. And it wasn't bad by any means. And he doesn't have to sign for anybody at all. I just was like, man, this dude just didn't seem like he cared much about anybody but himself and his phone. And so I was like, I'm good. Like, and that's fine. Like, it's totally cool. You can love him as a player, like whatever. It just made me kind of be like, I think I'm okay. I'll sell his Prism Silver PSA 10. Like I didn't mind it. And so like certain players, it makes you like them more or less. There was a player on the Grizzlies. I had the red throwback Memphis jersey and I bought it. It was like a $150 jersey, because it's like one of the good ones. And I was like, he's a good player on there. And the two times we went to the Grizzlies side, like whenever it came to like, hey man, there was like, I don't know, probably 10 people. It's kind of early, like 10 people over there on the rail part. Be like, hey man, would you sign this? And like have his jersey. And he just was like, threw up the deuces and walked by us. And, there are other players that'll sit there and they'll sign for every single person. Luke Kennard signs for every single person there. I bought his rookie card. I was like, that is super cool. He literally went back to make sure he didn't miss anybody. Super cool. Super nice. But then like that guy left and then there was another player that came by and then he signed and it was a really great interaction. I literally took that first player that ignored us, threw up the deuces for the second time. I went to the gift shop or the team store and traded his jersey in for that other player's. Like, that's now how I like players. Certain players I'm like, again, they don't owe me anything. And this people don't know. I made a joke about Dennis Schroeder getting traded when he ran by, and the video kind of did well because he got traded like the day after I named in the video. And then there were like people in the comments like, these players don't owe you anything. I'm like, Dennis Schroeder owed me 14, 8, and 6. I'm just kidding. No, that was a joke because I'm saying he owed us points because the Warriors got stomped that game. It was really bad. I got beat by almost 50. Oh, it's a bad game. Anyways, so no, the players don't owe me anything. They don't have to stop and sign anything, but also I don't have to keep liking them or collecting their stuff based on how they interact. And now I do. Like, and it's like, do they care? Not at all. They don't know who I am. They don't care at all. It doesn't matter to them on what their cards sell. They get paid the same if it sells or not. I've noticed that now has played a huge part in how I feel about players, is how they interact with the people up there. And I think, honestly, that's one of the things I love about basketball as a sport. Not just because I loved playing it back in the day, but I love playing baseball back in the day. I love track, I love dodgeball, I love all these different random sports. I love playing sports back in the day. But one of the things I really think about basketball and why it's a sport people connect with is because we thrive off the stories and the personalities of these players. It plays into it. Something will happen to a player, and it might take 5 or 10 years for them to shed that persona or that storyline. And it's just because people pay attention to those storylines. With NFL players, they got helmets on. The NFL doesn't want them to have a personality. Like they used to not let them celebrate at all. Like, there's so many parameters around NFL players where they can't show their personality. And I love in basketball that you get to. And I think that plays into me liking or not liking certain players. And so I think that's pretty cool, getting to watch them interact, because it's just a whole nother layer to how I feel about these players. Next. Honestly, it feels like, with regards to like the interactions and all the stuff that's happening, it's almost like The Bachelor, but with way less like dudes kissing 20 different girls and then, handing out roses. So I love the storylines. I love how dynamic it is. Like, we're so close to the action, and then the fluidity of like players and like being on certain teams. Like, I remember the Wizards, went to the Wizards game earlier in the year, and we were like, Finnick and I went, and we were like, before we went in, I was like, hey, Finn, how many players do you think are going to sign? He's like, I think 5 are. He had like 10 or 12. Like, every single Wizards player that came by signed for him, signed this team basketball he had, except Marvin Bagley III. And it wasn't because he's being rude. It's because we were already talking. I think we were talking to Jordan Poole or somebody. We were talking to a player, and he ended up walking by because we were already talking to him. And then, what do you know, like a couple months later, Marvin Bagley now plays for the Wizards. So it's like, it's so interesting to watch these players on these teams. And I don't know, I love the dynamic of the NBA. And like, some people are like, oh, they need to stay on the same team. I kind of like them moving around, mixing it up. Like, I want to see different players and different jerseys. Like, that's cool to me. Like, I enjoy, like, I collect like players that I don't normally collect. I'll collect like patch cards of theirs or jersey cards of theirs if it's a jersey of a team they're not known for. Like, Hakeem played for Hakeem Olajuwon, I think, played for the Raptors. And then you've got who else? Shaq on the Celtics. You've got like Gary Payton, we're thinking with the Sonics, but he was on the Heat for a little while, or the Lakers. Like, I collect those cards because I think that's cool. So I don't know, it's fun. Fun fact, did you know, and I want to get one of these for next year, Allen Iverson played for the Memphis Grizzlies. I think he played, I want to say it was 11 games. It might have been either 11 games or 11 days. He played for the Grizzlies. And so just a really cool, and I'm going to get one of those jerseys and wear a Grizzlies Iverson jersey for next year. So it's pretty fun. For next year, this is what our plan is. So I've already talked to my rep, and we have 3 season tickets. So kind of cool because I can take a couple of my kids. With school and stuff, Titus will be in high school, so I don't know if I'll be able to pull him out of school as early because we'd have to like check out a little early. Just depends on the games. But we have 3 tickets for next year, and they'll be like in the middle next to the visitor tunnel. So hopefully we get the chance. I don't know, it's weird. Like, Memphis, like the security, like, they change rules randomly sometimes. Like, oh, you got to go sit down. You got to do this. So we'll see how it goes next year. But we had fun with it. It was a great first year with half season tickets. Now we have full season tickets. So really excited to do it. And I'm planning on doing some giveaways on games I can't go to. So I've already got that in there. So if you want to like and subscribe, you'll be able to make sure, hopefully see those videos where I can start doing some giveaways. I'll probably do them on Instagram, the safest place. So check out @Tarver Cards on Instagram. And we'll start doing some giveaways. Give you guys tickets to Grizzlies games. Like, I live too far away. Then sell them, like make some money. You know what I mean? Win the giveaway and sell them. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Did you get to go to any pro games this year? Whether it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever sports you are into, pickleball, and golf. Did you go to the Masters? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know if you got to go to any, if you have season tickets, anything like that. Let me know in the comments. It was a fun experience, and I wanted to kind of like process that with you guys, and then we can just talk about it in the comments. If there's something you want me to dive deeper on, let me know. I'm about to record here in a second. I'm going to record this next episode. It's going to be just literally about autographs, like how to get autographs from players at games based on my half season of experience. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to hit that like, hit that subscribe, that's super cool and super encouraging. But if you don't, totally cool as well. If you want to just run on by and not sign anything, that's fine. Do you, LaMelo Ball. Y'all be good, stay sweet, never stop collecting. Sports cards are dope. So are you. Later.